So for today's video, I'll be working on this illustration for an artist support pose. Before I talk about my process, I'd like to tell you about what an artist support post is. It's a trend on Instagram where artists would introduce themselves and their art, tag other artists they love, and support those participating. It's a great way to gain exposure, especially in the very beginning. I did this last year on Valentine's Day, so I thought of doing the same thing this year as well. This illustration didn't take me as long as I thought it would. I think that's because usually I go into drawing blind and with zero idea what I want to draw. But with this illustration, I had surfed Pinterest for a while and had a relatively clear idea of what I wanted this to be. Unlike my usual drawing sessions, this one had a clear purpose. If anyone's interested, these are some of the photos that inspired the vibe and pose of this piece. The 15 minutes it took me to get her face right didn't make it into the video, sadly. It just made me feel like scrapping the entire piece and skipping the artist support post altogether, but I pulled through and somehow ended up with a kinda cute face. I think a frequent comment I get on work in this kind of style is about my line art, which to me is the focus of my recent work in this style. I feel this kind of line work is just muscle memory at this point. I never realized I'm actively drawing such varying line art. I tried doing the same thing traditionally with a brush pen, but that turned out to be much of a nightmare. I love line art because it gives you a sort of a concrete idea of how the piece is going to turn out. So it seems like a safe option. It also makes the process like 10 times faster, and I'm all here for that. But I do feel like going back to my painterly style once in a while. It takes much longer, but I enjoy that process just as much. Drawing shoes feels impossible to me, among other things. I just hate drawing them. That is something I would like to improve upon, so I thought I could pull up some stock photos for a later video and learn how to draw different stuff together. It could be anatomy or lighting studies as well. Let me know how you feel about that down below. The main thing I wanted to talk about in this video was picking colors. I think I spent a good 20 minutes trying to figure out a color palette for this piece. You'll see that near the end where I shared the time lapse of this illustration. I wanted the colors to be pinkish, and I saw this trick or hack on Pinterest where you would layer other colors on lower opacity on top of the skin colors to come up with a cohesive color palette. Was this a cohesive palette? Maybe. Did I hate it? Yes, a lot. This was when I realized I'm better off trusting my intuition with the colors and fix them based on their values. So I start off with the skin color, and the rest of the colors revolve around this one. I picked a red for this character's outfit, and when I checked the values, I realized it was too light and picked a much deeper red. I repeated this color in her boots and went with a dark, almost black color for the skirt. My rendering process is fairly simple. I just put down colors and blend them out until it feels right. Like I said before, I rely primarily on intuition. Even though it may not be the best option, it is just what works for me. I know this was a much longer video than usual, but I hope you enjoyed watching it just as much as I did making it. This post will be up on my Instagram tomorrow, so be sure to check it out there. If you have an art channel yourself, introduce yourself and your work in the comments as well. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end, and I'll see you in the next one.